Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to take a look at a fatal mistake, trading during the wrong hours. A simple and common rookie level mistake would be trading during the wrong hours. And what I mean by that is some markets don't necessarily have the liquidity during certain times of the day in comparison to others that is necessary to have an orderly or even fluid market. There are a multitude of markets like this. I cannot tell you how many times this has cost somebody either money or mental capital when it was completely unnecessary. On the chart in front of you, I have the US dollar, Canadian dollar pair, and while both are major currencies, 90% of the trading occurs either late in European trading or while the North Americans are on board, or the crossover time. So, that makes sense because 85% of foreign trade from Canada is to the United States. So that influences how the market is traded. Now, we all know that the Canadian dollar is also a proxy for oil, so that doesn't mean it can't move outside of these hours, just that most of the day-to-day transactions do occur. This isn't the only market where we see this, and some Forex brokers will even limit the hours you can trade specific currencies, with the Russian ruble being a prime example. It's very rare you can trade the Russian ruble 24 hours a day. CFD traders will also make this mistake when they try to trade something, like the Hang Seng or the Bovespa during off hours. Now, while the CFD is open, the Hang Seng isn't, so there's nothing underlying to push it. That's not to say that the move can't continue when Hong Kong jumps on board, but you can't necessarily trust that move. So that's something to keep in mind. So you have to think, are there participants in the market to actually to truly move the underlying? Another common market that you see this in a lot are the frontier currencies or even the exotic currencies. So, South African rand, Malaysian ringgit, Indonesian rupiah, those type of markets, if you have access to them, will often be very illiquid, except for when the home country is in its prime trading hours. So keep that in mind when placing a trade. Now, there are plenty of markets out there that trade 24-hour with plenty of liquidity, the euro dollar, the pound dollar, that type of thing. But when you start to get a little bit more specialized, that's where you can run into trouble.